What's up, Five Knuckle fans? I just saw the movie Vincent and Roxxy, and it was alright. A fact about this movie, it was shot by a man named Gary Michael Schultz, who is an alumni from the college I go to. And this is going to be like a feature film that's going to get released in theaters, I think, around June. So that's pretty neat. Hey, more alumni from my college. That's cool. The hell? This is an indie flick about a man named Vincent who comes across a troubled young woman named Roxxy, takes her into his home, and we slowly learn about their relationship and connection to one another and what those implications lie. Well, once again, this has Zoe Deutsch in it, which, if you know me, I love her to death. She was pretty cool. In fact, the whole cast was pretty neat in this. It's a bunch of not so mainstream names, sort of like, I wouldn't say B-list actors, but more like A-minus list actors here and there that each do a good enough job in their performances. The plot, I felt, was simplistic, but it did have like a big twist that I'll get into in the spoiler section. But overall, it felt by the numbers, and it did its job at that very well. Its indie nature is apparent in some parts, but in others, it looks like your standard Hollywood film. It blends it pretty well. It's definitely a film that would look pretty good released into theaters. There's just some spots here and there where you can sort of tell its indie / amateurish nature. I know I'm not really one to talk because I'm a shit filmmaker, but still, it's apparent. Overall, Vincent and Roxxy is a violent indie flick made by an alumni from my current college. And overall, I would recommend this movie. I've seen a lot of indie films on Netflix and those released into theaters, and I can say this is pretty high above them. I've seen some pretty bad indie flicks and pretty okay indie flicks, and this one is above pretty okay. Definitely not the best I've ever seen, and I wouldn't call it great, but for what it is, even as an indie flick, it was good. So, check it out. Okay, spoiler time, getting into the spoiler sections. Okay, the big twist. Ryan, I'm making a fucking review. So yeah, Vincent, the main character we've been introduced in throughout this entire movie, he dies in the climax. Yeah, he fucking dies pretty hard. And then we find out he was a complete shitbag. That was the reason why things went tits up to begin with. And then it's now Roxxy's story, which I didn't really see that coming. I assumed Roxxy would die, and then he'd go on some revenge quest and kill all of them. But no, role reversal. Vincent dies. So yeah, in the end, she violently kills off the people that killed Vincent, and the other people for that matter, Vincent's brother and his wife, Zoe Deutsch. Noises. I can never get a moment of peace and quiet. So yeah, in the end, she butchers everybody responsible and then drives off pretty much scot-free, although a more broken person than she began with. But those are just my thoughts, guys. What are yours? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We have social media, so when we update that every now and again, so check us out on that. We're getting a vid.me started in case YouTube continues to screw over its creators, so we'll be on there if you need us. And as I always say, may the Force be with you.